Please, into the red corner. From Uzbekistan, Nigina Ўктамова.
So here comes Nigina Ўktамова, 2020 national youth champion in the 57 kilogram division. And the year before that, in 2019, she was the continental queen, taking Asian junior gold at 52 kilograms. She's got junior titles in her ranks domestically as well. Very decorated boxer, terrific performer. And in her semi-final, she produced terrific responses in round 2 and 3 to win on a unanimous points decision verdict against Anastasia Kirenko of Russia. So she, just a final slug of water before making her way back up into the boxing ring for her 4th bout here at Kielce 2021, affording a bit of a smile, as relaxed as can possibly be, because as we've mentioned, from her highly decorated career so far, very capable boxer, success on the continental stage, but here, one win away from occupying the top rostrum on the global stage here at Kielce 2021. Nigina Úktамова into the red corner. Her opponent is Kristina Lakijczuk. Produced some brilliant back foot boxing in her semi-final. Very cool when under pressure to eliminate Karolina Ampolska of Poland. And you can imagine what pressure it was to be facing a home boxer in a bout to determine who's going through to contest gold. But she dealt with the pressure, she dealt with the reputation and ability of her opponent, kept her cool under fire, and she too, just a brief smile for the cameras. Wouldn't think that these boxers are about to contest World Championship gold, the composure they're demonstrating, as we have judges from Croatia, Poland, Chinese Taipei, Mongolia, and the United States of America scoring this one using the 10-point must system. So all the hard work done for both of these boxers now, and really not much the coaches can tell them. The coaches will have watched the film, they'll have given them their instructions, mouthpiece inserted, head guard strapped in place, gloves where they need to be, and indeed the protective cup. So once the referee has made the inspection, both boxers will be called to center ring for the final instructions. What a moment for these two.
Heads up, no punches to the back of the head. Keep your punches up, no holding, listen to my command. Good luck.
So Sadie Duffy of Ireland is the referee. And we are underway. First round action in the 54 kilogram bantamweight division, the gold medal bout between boxers from Uzbekistan and Ukraine. The boxer in red is Uzbekistan athlete Nigina Úktамова. Her opponent, boxing out of the southpaw stance wearing blue, is Kristina Lakijczuk of Ukraine. And again, wow, that is a real tangle Lakijczuk got herself into in between the strands there. And right on the resumption, Úktамова helps herself to an eye-catching right hand. Almost thought about a corkscrew, she turned her palm upwards, but whatever shot it was, it landed solidly. And here we see the pattern we expected. Úktамова on the front foot, Lakijczuk looking to employ that back foot boxing that served her so well throughout the tournament and in the semi-final in particular. So Úktамова looking to get over her front foot and get into range, flailing with punches, but did score with a good left hand to the body. Beautiful footwork from Lakijczuk to get herself out of the corner and turn the tables on her opponent wearing red. So just over a minute gone in the opening round. Úktамова feinting with the head and the feet, is trying to draw a lead that she can perhaps counter. Lakijczuk content to have her hand down by her belt line as she on the back foot looking for counter shots herself. Beautiful right hand out of the orthodox stance from the woman in red as she goes in pursuit of Lakijczuk once again and lands a flashing right hand around the corner. Now Lakijczuk is trying to fight fire with fire here, but I'm not sure that's going to be the correct tactic, but credit to her, because as a back foot boxer you don't want to be going in reverse all the time, and occasionally you've got to stand your ground and try and push back the pressure boxer just to give the judges the impression that you're not trying to nick it. And of course you don't want to do any such thing with World Championship gold at stake. Coming forward once again with a foray is Ўктамова, and a couple of that 4-shot cluster did get through. Lakichuk going down to the body, trying to establish her own right jab on that back foot. But Lakichuk presenting a dynamic opponent in there. Nice left hand lead from Lakichuk, who at this type of territory is very difficult to beat. But did you see Ўктамова employ the layback, trigger in with quick feet, and she was the only one who landed during that previous exchange a few moments ago. Lakichuk skipping out to the space of ring center once again, going for a left hand over the top, but couldn't quite find the range. Pinned on the ropes momentarily, fights her way off there. Ўктамова unrelenting in her pursuit, looking to close the distance, bobbing and weaving in front of her opponent. But then credit to Lakichuk, she kept the attack going, and after Ўктамова evaded a cluster of straight, she was picked off by 2 of them, and then a single right hand. The back foot boxer keeping her front foot pressure going in waves. 10-second clapper sound during the closing stages of the first round, and again Lakichuk making a point of standing her ground and trying to back up the aggressor. Very good opening 3 minutes to begin this 54-kilogram bantamweight gold medal bout. Will the pressure of Ụktамова be rewarded, or will it be the back foot boxing of Lakichuk that's preferred? And that's what the judges have gone for across the board.
Yeah, I'd have given her that round. I thought just boxing off that back foot, she did. She found the gap, she found some really nice counters. As you said, every now and again she does need to step in and meet Ụktамова, or Ụktамова will just keep coming forward, and that kind of fighting in reverse, no matter how effective, sometimes the judges don't really like it. It's not a great look. It's a great matchup, this, because as you said, you've got somebody who's comfortable under pressure, boxing off the back foot. I've seen Lakichuk do it all tournament against somebody. Ụktамова, you don't exactly have to go looking for her. She's not hard to hit, but she has got an engine, and she will keep coming forward. At some point, she'll be hoping that pressure really starts to tell, but it needs to be in this round is the thing, because she's dropped that first.
And she dropped the first unanimously, all 5 of the scoring judges preferring the back foot boxing of Lakichuk, who has started this round, pinging her opponent once again with straight shots, while backing up away from her advancing opponent in red. Now, in her semi-final, as mentioned, Ụktамова produced a terrific response in the second round after conceding the first. She's got to do the same thing here. But Lakichuk is very difficult to fluster. Just look how calm she is up there in the boxing ring. She was all smiles before the opening bell, but here she's presenting a poker face, and despite the pressure she's been put under, her expression never changes. She just gets back to her space, ties her opponent up intelligently, and at this type of territory, well, Lakichuk is proving to be the superior boxer. Look at that, pivoting out of the corner, skipping off to her right in an anti-clockwise direction, and Ụktамова has to reset her feet, come again, and she takes a left hook as Lakichuk is on the way out. So just over a minute gone in the second round. Now referee Sadie Duffy has spoken to Lakichuk about holding as Ụktамова comes into the pocket and lands a good right hand. But that is part of her armory. She boxes on the back foot, and if she gets put under pressure, if she can't get out of there with her feet, she will clamp up her opponent and waltz her out to the space of the boxing ring. But as Andy's been pointing out, here in AIBA boxing, that has been penalized sometimes quite quickly. So Lakichuk won't want to pick up a warning as Ụktамова comes forward once again. A roundhouse speculative right wasn't too far away. Lakichuk looking to get back to the space of ring center. And despite being the aggressor, Ụktамова has got to keep her shape here. She'll know more than anybody that her aggression needs to be effective and not just going forward, letting her hands go but not really finding accurate punches. There's a clever veteran move from Lakichuk once again, getting the head of her opponent beneath her armpit, and there's no way that Ụktамова could generate any type of power from that posture. Ụktамова trying to dig in right and left hooks, but she's being frustrated here by a very clever display from Lakichuk. But again, that stern admonishment from the referee, and she may well be walking a tightrope in terms of employing that tactic further. But Ụktамова coming forward, willing herself into the fray and letting her hands go. Did get through with some arcing punches, backing her opponent up to the corner. But Lakichuk remaining unflustered. But Ụktамова just giving the impression of getting closer now, and Lakichuk is looking to initiate clinches more frequently. Look at Ўктамова fighting furiously to try and get her hands free and put them onto her opponent. Both boxers exchanging shoe shine shots to the body. And for the first time, deep into this second round, is Lakichuk just beginning to feel the pressure being exerted by Ўктамова. Terrific second round of boxing. And it's all tied up because we have 10-9 across the board. Úktamava's incessant front foot pressure has tied it up just as she did in the semi-finals, and she looks the fresher as we prepare for the third.
Absolutely, and just as we were saying before the start of that round, that was the key to that round. Would she be able to do enough during the course of that second round? Would she get to her quick enough in that second round to win it? Midway through the round, I'd say Lakichuk was winning the round. She was still finding her on the way in, but she kept going, and piling it on in the last 30 seconds there in particular has given her a chance, because if she loses that round, then it's a mountain to climb. And what Lakichuk has got to watch out for here as well is the holding. As you pointed out, Úktamova has just got to keep doing what she's doing. Lakichuk has got to try and find an answer, but she can't hold too much, or I think a point could go, and that would be fatal.
So into the third and final round then of a 54-kilogram bantamweight gold medal bout that is in the balance. The boxer wearing blue conceded the second round for all 5 scoring judges after she swept the opening round unanimously. So just a bit of a running repair required to the head guard. Now you see Sadie Duffy saying that even though his face is behind a face covering, the coach isn't to be issuing instructions during that interlude to repair the head guard. That adjustment has been made and the action resumes. So both boxers have to heed the commands of the referee. Stop, box, break and time. Or they're the instructions that the referee's vocabulary is built around, as Úktαμova comes forward but takes a right left from Lakichuk as she spins off to the space of ring center. Oh, that's a beautiful right hand landed by the woman in red. And Lakichuk, well, credit to her, she is digging deep and trying to demonstrate to Úktамова that she is still full of fight in this battle for World Championship gold. She lands a right hook around the corner, but this is Úktamava's contest to get onto the front foot and engage in trade-offs. And credit to Lakichuk, the back foot boxer, perhaps doesn't have the energy to get up on her toes now. And before that holding, I was going to say she's not looking to hold, she's looking to say, okay, let's do this and trade off with her opponent at center ring. There's a nice check right hand from Lakichuk. And this one, even though it's Aiba boxing, has turned into a fight, but it is not a swing up. There is still plenty of culture behind those shots, plenty of education, and it's Úktамова who gets the better of the coming together on the ropes. Just beyond the midpoint of the final round, and what a left cross landed by Lakichuk. Again, she's tying up Úktамова. And to me, Lakichuk has the look of a boxer who can only fight in spurts, but she's picking her spots very well. And in this type of territory, Úktамova looking to let her hands go to the body. Beautiful right hand landed by the woman in red, and then bustling away with punches above the belt line just as we approach a minute to go mark. Wide-eyed and concentrated is Úktамova, looking to work her way back into the breach and lands an overhand right, but is countered by a solid shot from Lakichuk. Terrific third and final round, demonstrating just how much World Championship gold means to both of these boxers. Good left hand to the body landed by Úktамova a few moments ago. Who can produce some sustained quality in the final seconds as a left-right combination pings home for Úktамova? She's boxing in a different posture now, hands down by her belt line, and Lakichuk continuing to dig deep. And again, she deserves immense credit. She appeared rather the worse for wear at the end of the second round, but my goodness, hasn't she come out strong and is giving it absolutely everything. But for what it's worth, I don't feel it's been enough in this third and final round, but this is going to come down to the verdict of the 5 scoring judges as both boxers engage in a trade-off once again just before the closing bell. Terrific action across 3 3-minute rounds. Absolutely sensational stuff. There's jubilation in both corners. This one was in the balance coming into round 3. And both boxers met one another head on. They both enjoyed success in that round. I happen to think it's the woman in red who edged the third, but this is going to come down to the 5 judges seated around the boxing ring. What a contest.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I would agree. I think Úktамova has got that final round because I think she just edged it in two phases, really. She was on the front foot in the first half of it, trying to press home that advantage. Lakichuk threw in some good shots off the back foot, but then towards the end, Lakichuk got a bit more desperate, and Ўктамова, boxing on the back foot, managed to pick her off on the way in. So for me, it's red.
Win on points with split decision. From the red corner, Nigina Ўктамова.
And here is confirmation. A split decision victory for Nigina Ўktамова. 5 wins out of 5 here in Kielce 2021. And the Uzbekistan boxer is the world youth champion in the 54-kilogram bantamweight division. She is absolutely elated, well she should be, acknowledging all sides of the Ҳали off here, and is receiving a terrific